Thank you guys for joining us. Got Greg, the leg, in the building this week, even though he missed last week. We could have met Chucky.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was real upset that y'all had a special guest when I wasn't here.
Well,
Chucky
we were
came
like,
by.
we had to fill the spot. We had to fill the chair. And obviously, you know, we got my boy Smurf right next to me. So, real quick,
Shout out Joe
shout out Joe.
and Lap.
Hey, Steelers are back. Steelers are back.
Three in a row. 3 in a row.
Hey, they beat the Browns, dog. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Big Ben is back.
Yeah, hey, you don't need an offense when you got that defense, you know? Real talk, y'all got it off the top?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so my off the top is I realize that there is no shame in having your significant other, when you go to a function, serve you a plate. What I mean by that is, like, you know, I'm Mexican, like, you need your significant other, which is the female. You should, like, boom, what's up to your tios, your tias, your cousins, your abuelitos, your abuelitas, boom, 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 boom. You sit down, you chopping up game, and while you chopping up game, you waiting for that plate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You waiting for that plate, like some tortillas with some arroz and some beans. Your girl should be getting you a plate.
Yep. It's
Definitely a cultural thing.
no, it is. It is.
And I want to know your perspective.
Yeah, I want to hear his
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
Well, so, like, my perspective is that, like, I've seen it that way, and I have also, like, seen it not done that way. And I think it just comes down to, like, the couple and kind of, like, what your heritage is.
Yes, yes.
So, like my dad's family, they're a bit more traditional in that sense. So, like, they kind of do that.
Yeah.
Like for dinner, like my stepmom will serve my dad food. Like, she'll serve all of us, but she will also serve my dad food.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I think if it's like an opposite cultural thing, I feel like it should be like for example, hypothetically, say I was with someone that's Asian, right?
Right.
And like, I don't even know if they do this shit, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know if it's Asians that do this, but someone of like that eats with their hands on the floor with like their legs crossed.
Oh, that's
Who is
Indian.
that?
That's
Indians. Is that them?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, there's a bunch of groups, but yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
say one of those
Muslim?
groups. It's like asking. I guess the way they would feel like it's like asking me, like, bruh, like I give me a fucking plate and like give me a table, and that's how I'm gonna eat my food.
Yeah.
But I feel like that would be my compromise. Like, all right, if you're gonna serve me a plate when I'm rocking with my family, then, you know, I'll get down on my fucking whatever it is on the floor and I'll eat with you.
Yeah. And that's the thing about it. It is a cultural thing, but it's also like a traditional thing. Like, I've been with my lady for 13 years, and it's kind of nice, like, coming into Thanksgiving and like just sitting down watching the game, and it's like, babe, do you want a little bit of everything? Or,
Yeah.
Give me a little bit of everything, and then like she'll bring the
Get
plate.
the
and-
cereal.
Yeah, and like, oh, do you want a bread or a tortilla? Like, no, give me a tortilla.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
You know, like, you know, but that feels nice, but it's so like natural to me that it's not like I'm not trying to say it like, yeah, like this, you know, I got her in check type of deal. No, it's just like, it's just what we've done and what she's always done for me. So it's just, it's one of those things where it is nice, but it is a cultural thing, because I've been to places, you know, like parties, like, let's say, for lack of a better word, from white parties,
So,
and I don't see that. Like, I'm like, oh, it's kind of, but it's weird to me though too, you know, to not see it. You know what I mean?
Well, like, I think it depends on, like, the type of party you go to. You know what I
Right.
mean?
You think
'Cause,
so?
like, yeah, because so specifically with, like, this, like, to me, this is more of, like, a Catholic thing, to be honest. Like, it has roots within,
Okay.
like, not necessarily,
I
like,
can
the
see that.
religion, but,
Okay.
like, the stuff that comes with the religion. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I've known a bunch of Catholics that, like, that's how they do it. Because, like, that's more of, like, a, like, just a traditional kind of thing.
Right.
And so, like, it depends on, like, the type of party you go to, or, like, even just the demographic of people.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean, it's not, but it's also like one of those things though too. Like if you go to a Mexican party, it's like disrespectful to not get a plate of food. You know what I'm saying? Like they take offense to that of like now you like I'll even tell my homies or something like now you just eat something, just
Yeah.
eat something, and it's like, but then I go, let's say I go to your house, I would feel like I'm disrespecting you if I don't eat a plate of food or something like that. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like that also translate into your, demographic or whatever the case may be. Like I would feel like I'm disrespecting you in a way.
Yeah, and we all have different ways of like how we show respect to each other,
Right.
between different groups and whatnot. And so it's always interesting, diversifying, talking to more people, and just seeing like these little rules of respect. Of
Right.
like I do this, not because it necessarily makes any sense, but because it's a respect thing.
Right.
And like there's a bunch of things that we do, and like a bunch of values we kind of hold, just purely predicated on that respect,
Right.
which is pretty solid. Honestly.
And speaking of respect, I got an off the top.
Oh God.
Okay.
So my off the top is, ladies and gentlemen out there, do not demean your partner or your spouse in public. Like, do not do that. Like Mama always said, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. All right. So this comes out from like, now this might be a little different because they're like celebrities, but like with the whole Jada and Will Smith, like that relationship at this point, the way I see it is just like toxic.
I didn't
Like,
even know
let it
that
go.
was a relationship.
Yeah, like for real. Like
I mean, it
she was
he
she
should
was
leave her, but
yeah, like airing out, especially like personal stuff. Now, you could talk about like, yeah, like we fought about like what movie we're watching, like little stuff like that. But when it comes to personal, emotional, like mental things, like keep that within the relationship or like with the counselor. Keep that shit private. Don't be airing it out to the public and for other people to see because it just you don't. That's just mad disrespectful.
But you're
in my
speaking
book.
in general right now. What was that? What was
like
what was said?
So she was talking about how after 26 years, okay, now after 26 years, she felt like it's kind of hard to have in the bed. It's kind of hard in the bedroom, especially when your partner doesn't know like what to do, and you would think after 26 years he would figure out like what you like and all this. So basically, like she's trying to get aroused or sexualized or whatever in the bedroom, and he's not fulfilling expectations. But like to me, it's like keep that shit private. Even
well,
if you're
a couple problem. That's
Yeah,
not
it's
something
just-
you gotta tell everybody.
yeah, that's
else.
what I'm saying. It's like have that conversation with him.
You
You
seem
know what I
really
mean?
bothered by this.
Nah, just because it's like.
He's picturing it happening.
But
to
like
him, though.
to let other people, there's one thing like where you talk to your mom or your best friend about it, like, but it's still private. But if I'm talking to you about something that I'm having a problem with in the relationship, and you record me and you air it out, like, come on, bro, like that's something that I should at least have some trust with.
I won't leak your emails.
Well, you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, don't leak He's
He's not
your
leaking
emails.
those emails.
You know what I'm saying?
though.
Don't make me a scapegoat. Yeah, like, just have respect for your partner or spouse, no matter how bad you think the relationship is. If it's that bad, leave them. Like, go, move on, get on with your life, and just stop the embarrassment right there. Like
Well,
that's
Also, stop saying embarrassing things when it's clear that you're trying to sell a book.
yeah, like come
Like,
on.
If that's your goal,
And
is
never
to, like,
sell yourself
drum
out
up
for shit
market,
like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
like-
sell out you and your family for some shit like that. That's some bum shit. You got it off the top?
No, other than like, hey, shitty drivers, just stop. God, just stop, dude.
He's
I
gonna
think that's
keep
your
up.
second time talking about
It, that's like, so I think about it off the top all the time.
Like, you're talking about like in golf, right? Like
no,
sometimes-
dog, I'm too poor to play golf. I'll tell you that right now. But
Shit's expensive, bro. Damn.
it's expensive to like just go.
Speaking
Like, it's
on that, do y'all
ridiculous.
think golf is a sport?
Yes.
But there's like no defense. There's like it's just you. It's a play of skill. I feel like.
Right, you
Right,
go,
but
go
the
try
idea-
playing golf.
Right,
no,
but-
I know. No, I'm saying it's skill. It is a skill. but we're talking about like a sport. Like when you think of a game,
Is baseball a sport?
yeah, because you have an offense and a defense.
Okay.
Offensively, so put it this way.
So the defense is other players scoring lower than you. Right? You're playing defense against yourself in golf. Like the defense is the course.
Yeah, but like there's no interruption. It's like the batter choosing when he wants to hit the ball. Like if the rules were reversed and was like, no, this is where I want to hit the ball right here.
Dog,
It's like doing BP.
Right, okay, but like in golf, you can still be like, okay, well, I get to hit the ball, but like it's all about placement, how hard you hit it, with what you hit it, what kind of angle you're going with. Like
This guy's just attacking.
I get it.
Spouses and
I'm
golfers.
not attacking the skill.
dog,
of
where's
it.
the respect?
I'm not attacking the skill. I know it's a skill.
Yeah.
Like I can't play that. But like even in pool is a skill, but you still got to play up against someone else that on the same thing where it's like I can corner you in, I can block you out. Like there's defense to it.
Can I compete in that game against somebody else? Can I compete in golf against other people? Fairly easily, right? I play the course, you play the course. Who had a better score? That's who
But
wins,
that's what I'm
right?
saying. No one's
No, but there's a competitive aspect to it,
Yeah.
so it's a sport.
just because it's competitive. Would you okay,
Yeah.
now
It's a mental and a physical game, regardless of how much physicality.
it's a skillful game. It's definitely a skillful game.
Well, okay, but Tiger Woods also came in and proved like, hey, this is a game of power. Tiger Woods came in and like really made golf a sport because he was like, yo, what happened? Like Tiger Woods was, what happens if a world-class athlete played golf instead of a bunch of old fat white guys? Well, that's what you got. Tiger was out there destroying courses because he could put the ball way down there.
I think the one that's less of a sport is NASCAR.
Now,
Ooh.
I can make that argument. I see where you're going.
Like I'm not saying it's not, but
No, it definitely is. But
that's more or less of a sport than golf.
yes, golf is a sport, buddy.
Yeah, but even with NASCAR, like I don't watch. Okay.
Where's the defense in NASCAR?
Let's go,
dog?
Brandon.
Well, you're. What is that?
Let's go,
What is
Brandon.
that?
They were interviewing this dude, and the commenters. So the crowd behind the dude is going wild, right? And so you can hear what the crowd is saying, and the commenters are like, oh, they're saying go, oh, let's go, Brandon. When if you listen to the crowd, they're all chanting, "Fuck Joe Biden."
Yeah.
Like that's what they were all chanting. And so now it's become like this
Oh.
weird like meme in like a political sphere of like, let's go, Brandon. And it's the dumbest shit.
wonder. I seen a group of like MAGAs this weekend, all with like
Let's go, Brandon.
"Let's go, Brandon," "Fuck Biden,"
Where?
American flags, the police flag, all on literally on Coors and Central. Like a group. There was bikers at first.
Yo, they were
Then there was like
fast.
trucks. They were honking all over, just cruising it.
If you're plugged in enough to where, so like I know what the Brandon thing is because I saw a report today about some airline pilot that's getting fired, right? So I saw a news report. That's how I saw it. If you're one of those people that was on the site and really knew the origin of the meme, "Let's go, Brandon," what are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
You got nothing better to do? Like,
yeah,
come on, guys.
I didn't get that. Well,
That shit was weird. The
Enough
fact that
with-
it's become a meme is now hilarious. to me. But those people that made it a meme, come on, guys. What are y'all doing?
yeah. Now let's get down to some sports.
Ooh.
Some real sports.
Real sports.
Okay.
All right.
What do you guys want to lead off?
All right. Well, you gonna introduce the first topic, my dude.
Yeah, dog.
Okay, so I
You
guess
wanna
I
get
guess
something off your chest.
I don't want to get it off my. No, I don't want to. I don't
Okay,
even
go
want to
ahead.
talking about this.
But we
Well,
got to talk about it.
Yeah,
Just
we
do
gotta-
a quick thing.
We
and
got to
move
talk
on.
about it on the TSR show. So I wake up this morning and I'm on Twitter, and there was like a picture of like a car crash in Vegas, and Twitter users before the major media, regular Hector, Greg, and Smurfs are just like, yo, that's got to be Henry Ruggs. That looks like the car that's on his Instagram. They go into like these investigate like their own like investigators, right? It's like that's Henry Ruggs, that's his car. And then there was people like, no, that's not his. Like this car looks different compared to that, right? So I'm like, it can't be it.
Armchair detectives.
And I texted in the group chat. I was like, y'all believe that shit about Henry Ruggs? Well, a couple hours passed by and it's official. The police came out and basically allegedly Henry Ruggs was with his girlfriend at 3-4 in the morning, got in a car accident. He allegedly is being charged with a DUI. He killed someone who ended up basically burning because they couldn't get out the car.
He veered off.
He veered off
Hit
into
the
oncoming traffic.
Yeah.
It's just weird that like there's like what are the I know when I'm out at like 3 or 4 in the morning, like for that many people to be out and hit someone, like I don't know, just maybe it's Vegas, but anyways, that's besides the fact. He suffered injuries. He broke his hip. His girlfriend has severe injuries, and the other person is dead. Now there's 2 angles here. There's the Henry Ruggs side. What happens to his career? Does he ever play again? And then the lady, who is 23 years old, she will no longer live. So it's a sad story.
It is.
And then the third one is, what do the Raiders go on from here?
Well, first off, rest in peace to a young lady. That's definitely a sad way to go, and definitely don't want to do that. Now, I don't want to say don't drink and drive because we don't know the results yet. As of right now, when we're recording this show, if it comes out, by tomorrow, then okay. But
yeah, the lawyer wants blood results.
yeah, they, obviously, from what we know, it kind of feels like that's what it's leaning towards. It's Vegas, 3 or 4 in the morning. You veer off. I think, in my mind, on the Henry Ruggs side is, if you're sober and you're tired and you feel like you're going to veer off the road, then you're sober enough to make that decision of like, hey, I'll just leave my car here, get an Uber or whatever, go home, or have a driver or whatever. Have someone pick me up, right? That would be probably logical thinking in a proper state. So it's kind of hard to not say that it was a DUI. But as far as Henry Ruggs' career, that's still yet to be kind of dealt out because we don't know if he's going to be facing jail time. I was reading that he's looking up facing 20 years. Now that can
up to 20 years.
Up to 20 years.
To 20 years.
So if that's the case, obviously worst case scenario, he does 20 years. Obviously he's not going to come back and play. So that's still kind of, I'm going to hold my thoughts on that one. And as far as the Raiders, I think at this point, I think you can kind of sit on it for a little bit as the Raiders, as facts come out. It's still real fresh. But not everybody knows the facts, but at the end of the day, I feel like they're going to go ahead and just let go.
But what do they do with that position? Like, the deadline is passed now. I did mention...
Unfortunate timing.
I did mention to Greg that Deshaun Jackson did get waived. But what are your thoughts?
First and foremost, thoughts and prayers out to the family of that lady. Hope obviously they're probably not okay right now, but hope that they can, get past this one way or another.
Right.
So there's 2 things here. So firstly, with NFL players or just any of these sports players, you are on these multi-million-dollar and sometimes multi-billion-dollar teams, right? You play in a league that generates billions of dollars every year. Y'all need to be better. And, we don't know this as outsiders, right? But I would venture a guess and say that most teams, if not all teams, have a dedicated Uber or dedicated ride service for their players. NFL players need to be better at either A, not getting that fucked up, or if they can't handle it and make good decisions, or two, they need to call that ride service. Because I guarantee these teams got them. These teams have too much money invested in these players and too much money invested in their self-image to not have services like that.
Yeah.
So that's just off the top right there. So for the Raiders moving forward, like Smurf was saying, like we were talking about Deshaun Jackson being waived by the Rams. I think that can be a good option for the Raiders. However, I don't know if he's going to be an actual like solution through the season, because Deshaun Jackson gives you 2 plays a game, kind of, or he gives you 2 opportunities for plays in a game, is what it feels like. So if you hit on those, it's fantastic. If you don't, it's like he's done for the game.
Which that's the kind of player Ruggs was. So Ruggs only has like 24 receptions this year. But it's
He has
like
a lot of
for
yards,
like
right?
like a shitload of yards. He leads the league in like catch like what's the stat?
Yards per catch.
Yards per catch. He leads the league by like a lot. Because that was a deep threat. You know, I wasn't a big fan of Ruggs.
Yeah.
Not simply for the fact that I just don't like first round wide receivers. It doesn't translate to team success.
Right.
But it's a sad situation. Like this still hurts the team. Like
It's going to be an emotional thing that they have to deal with too. And like that's going to be something for the Raiders going forward.
probably more than the John Gruden.
I would
To be
agree, to
honest.
be honest. Because
That's
like that's
one of
such
their
a
brothers.
scary, crazy thing to happen. And like, yeah, to one of their brothers. Like that fucker's just gone now. Like he's injured and shit, so of course he's not gonna be there for the rest of the year. But like with the potential like criminal charges, like that's something that can rattle a locker room. And so
Do you guys blame Vegas, the setting?
no, I blame people making bad decisions.
Yeah.
The only way I brought that up is because Josh Jacobs was in a similar event last year, except he didn't kill anybody.
The thing is, like, at the same time, I've been to Vegas. I just went.
One time.
Yeah, one time. But it's like, at the same time, is the difference between me and Ruggs is like this
He
dude.
tries to quarterback.
Well, that, but also like how we was talking about, like, bro, you got enough money. You got enough money to pick up an Uber, and if you live in Vegas,
Or just
like
have a driver.
Vegas is pretty. I'm pretty sure he's pretty like close to everything. So like that's not or have a driver or I know this for a fact. I
That's
know
if he was drunk.
Well, and
okay, yeah, but like
well, if I'm leaving the club at 4:00, why not just have a chauffeur drive me? I
There's
feel
a-
like that's more. Of
There's
a
an
flex
alleged
anyways.
there's an alleged rumor that he was getting into it with this girl, swerved off to attempt something too. Like attempt to
see,
like
and that's the
fucking
things that
idiot.
we don't
What a
know.
Fucking idiot.
That's the thing. Those are the things that we don't know. But like, there's so many ways. Like, that's what I'm saying. If it is just an accident, that's unfortunate, and it sucks for especially
For
the woman that
everybody
died.
involved.
Yeah, it sucks for everyone that was involved, and that's why it's so hard to kind of talk about it now because we don't know all the facts, and so everything is just allegedly, but at the same time it's just unfortunate, and the thing about it is, from a Raiders organization, it's like,
here's another thing.
yeah, this is just another thing that happened, but also too is like, what are you gonna do with the rest of the season?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
The
like,
season's pretty
like,
stuffed now.
they've
Yeah.
got 3 receivers.
Yeah,
That's
like,
it.
and the trade, like you mentioned, the trade deadline is over. That's done with. So it's like, all right, let's go out and let's fight. And I don't think honestly that it's like the end all be all. I think they can
Right,
still
they're not
win
going to
games.
give up, but
Yeah,
they're
they're
not
not-
going to win.
Yeah, and it comes down to like, now are we gonna have to get another first round receiver next year or sign a big free agent next year so it digs into our cap? Those are what the Raiders are thinking about right now.
The thing that makes this situation sad is like first off, I wasn't a big fan of Ruggs, not the player, just
The pick.
the Yes, like
The selection of a fast wide receiver.
your resources, all
Right.
your resources into a position like that.
Right.
But it is what it is. Now, that was a John Gruden pick. That was a John Gruden pick. He basically, that was his guy. And
That aged well. Shit.
and then I guess there was a special where like this was aired like last year where like he dedicated his career and his draft to his best friend who was killed in a car crash.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, you know what? Once we get further information, we'll talk about it more in the weeks to come or the months to come. We don't know how long that'll bring it up, but let's move on to the next one. You know, but like we said, thoughts and prayers to the family of the lost ones. Greg, you had mentioned that you wanted to talk about the people on your hat.
Oh yeah, the Green Bay Packers, buddy. The pack is back, bro. Like
Pack.
the pack.
No pack.
All right, talk to us, Greg. We Green Bay goes up against the Cardinals Thursday night.
Yeah.
I told you they were gonna win that game.
You did.
You
did.
I told you they were gonna win. I had a feeling.
That last 3 minutes you didn't.
Oh, dude, so you know they should have just kept running it in,
Oh.
and I don't know. I felt like they could have got it, but they take down the Cardinals.
Yeah.
They take down the Cardinals. What are your thoughts on number one? Let me get your thoughts on the Cardinals, and then go ahead and because I know you can go long about the Packers, then talk about the Packers.
Okay. So with the Cardinals, okay, so the Cardinals were definitely hurt from D-Hop not being 100%. Like he wasn't out there all the time. He burned.
He got hurt really early in the game.
He tugged his hamstring on that play he made on Eric Stokes.
Yeah.
So it was like. So it was interesting that they didn't have him. I think Arizona's a really good team. Like they're very talented. I've had this conversation with my dad. My dad's a huge Cardinals fan. And so I've asked him, I'm like, we've talked about it. And like the thing that we kind of come to with the Cardinals, they're really good. They're really talented. But like they don't have one of those guys where you're like, oh yeah, I trust they're going to make sure we make it out.
The
Like-
Cardinals?
Yeah. Like Kyler can be that, but like we haven't seen it often enough. And in
not
the
to
last
mention
couple
he did-
seasons, he hasn't done that at all. He's done the opposite, actually. He had Hail Murray
I'm not a
last
big
year, and that
Kyler
was it.
fan.
No. I'm a huge Kyler fan. But
Who
like,
doesn't like him?
you don't like him?
Mm.
I think he can be really good. Like, and we are seeing that. He's talented. But I just question if he has, that mythical just it that other quarterbacks have. That like the Brady's, the Rodgers.
That's the thing. I don't see that from him.
Right now I kind of don't either.
I
I just
never
see
really
a super
saw it.
talented guy. So that's going to be the question for the Cardinals going forward. Also, if the injury to Kyler Murray at the end of the game, how is that going to impact the Cardinals going forward? Last year we saw Kyler get hurt, and then they kind of took a nosedive. So is that something that we're going to see moving forward with the Cardinals?
That's twice now.
Yes.
So, go ahead.
Oh yeah,
No. Well.
he's that little runner, and he
yeah.
takes bad hits. Like he doesn't
So,
slide.
basically, what I wanted to say
Yeah. Go ahead.
was, are we noticing a trend with Kyler Murray? First of all, he's that dude.
He's
He
not
is
that
special. But the only negative
Talent.
I have is this is twice now in his career since he started where it's like midway through the year he was limping after the game. Midway through the year, it's like, okay, like, is he too small? Is he wearing down? You know what I'm saying? But it happened the first 2 years. Let's see if it happens this year.
Well, and I first off, as a team,
He's
as the
that dude.
Cardinals, and I don't undermine his skill or his talent. I just don't feel like he's. To me, I see.
He plays
Look,
through injury.
here we go.
What?
The thing about it is, as a team with the Cardinals, I think they have a good team. I don't think they're gonna go like far, and I'm only saying this because as a team grows like that, especially with how many new pieces they have, how many young pieces they have, and especially like with the coach as well, they need to take their lumps. They need to take their wounds, and that'll create you know, a stronger culture. And if they can build on that, which they have been building, which I think that it happens. I just don't see it happening this year. Kyler, yes, we'll see more on that injury because now um, we saw the shoulder last year really affect him, but now we're talking about maybe a hip because it seemed like he landed on his hip. It could be a hip flexor or so. It has to do with a lot where he gets a lot of those extra play type of opportunities with his legs, and is it going to affect that part now? If it does, do we trust in him as a pocket guy
Oh,
throughout games and being consistent?
Kyler.
Kyler.
Yeah.
Kyler could be a pocket guy. Like, the thing is that the running just makes him super dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to, so he needs to play less like Russell Wilson and play more like Aaron Rodgers. Because Russell Wilson will use his legs more often. Russell Wilson has just been smarter about the way that he slides.
Right.
Like, he does not take those hits.
Or when
Like,
to throw
he
the
just
ball
doesn't.
away. Yeah.
He gets sacked a bunch, which leads to him getting beat up. But, like, he doesn't really take hits when he goes out and he runs. Right?
Yeah.
Kyler is not as good at that. I feel like he has the ability to be a better passer than Russell, though. So I think if he played more like Aaron Rodgers, where it's like, yo, I'm a quarterback that can move, as opposed to I'm a runner that's a quarterback, like, I think he'd have a lot more success.
So here's my take on the Cardinals.
We also beat the shit out of Kyler, though. Like, our pass rush was killing it.
Go ahead, finish up on the Cardinals,
So-
and then we'll talk about New Bay.
So here's my take on the Cardinals. Like I was telling you guys, to me they're soft, and what I mean by them being soft is when you get hit in the mouth, which they did, you need to punch back, and they're a spread offense team to me, where you have to like think of an SEC team and then a Big 12 team. A Big 12 team is like, all right, we're going spread out and we're going just basically like air raid.
Mm-hmm.
Where in the SEC is like, we're balanced, we're gonna throw it, and we're also gonna let you know we're gonna run.
It's like, we're going to put 6 on the line, and we're going to run it.
Yeah, and you know we're gonna fucking run. And it's like when they get punched in the mouth, they don't know what to do. So I think the Cardinals, to me, they're soft, and also the whole Kyler Murray thing is a little bit concerning, but he is that dude when healthy.
No, and I think now, like I said, he has the skill and talent. If he can translate it to be a QB that can run, I think is going to benefit him not only in the long run, but you're going to really see him flourish as a QB.
Yeah.
So I'm not knocking him like that. I just don't think his style of play is going to last long, especially with the type of body that he has. He is a smaller guy. And so,
He is.
you know, you're talking about 250-pound, 300-pound
Heck
guys
size.
hitting him. Yeah, like, your body can only take so much, and now over a 17-game season.
Yeah.
So-
No, I agree with that.
But Packers, obviously they took it. Aaron Rodgers, finally, he's good in prime time, great in Thursday night games.
Yeah.
I felt
Did
like...
you say he's finally good in prime?
Yeah,
time?
I was about
No,
to
I was
fuck
going to
him.
say he finally
I
pulled
was
it
like,
off.
he been good, dog.
Like, I
Come on.
finally took down the Cardinals, which I felt like they were gonna win in the beginning. But what are your thoughts on the Packers, and are you excited moving forward?
So, I am worried a little bit because of Bob Tonyan got injured. He tore his ACL.
When did you guys release Jalen
Your tight end?
Smith?
Yeah.
He calls him
Jalen
Bob. He calls him Bob Tonyan.
Bob Tonyan, dog. Like, no, I really hope that his recovery goes well and he comes back like next season and he does well. We also lost Kyron Hill. He's our third running back, but he is our return specialist. And so like those are two big hits that we've taken. So like that does concern me because we were an already injured team. The thing that I loved about that game is that, like, and I'll talk about this later with a different team. The Packers lined up to run the ball, and they didn't they didn't pussyfoot around. Like they lined up and they're like, "Yo, we're gonna run it. What are you gonna do, Arizona?" And Arizona didn't have a great answer for it. Now I don't like what we did it down in the goal line. I felt like we could have just ran the ball and punched it in my opinion.
What about the failed fourth down?
Okay, so I love that the Packers went for it. Like that's exactly what we should have done.
You didn't like the play call.
No, I thought the play call was
Oh,
fine.
okay.
The fourth down call I thought was fine. The third down call was kind of bad. Both of them were not very good. One because DeGuara doesn't know where the fuck he's supposed to go, so he's lining up stupid. And then the other one, there's just nothing there without a Devontae Adams. So like it was just not a great play. But the thing that got me, and like, so I'm very happy the Packers won, because like through the game I was just pissed with the refs. The refs sucked the entire game. And here's the thing:
That should have been your off the top.
oh my god, I should have, because the refs have been pissing me off, dog. Like, here's the thing: both teams are dealing with shitty refs. The issue is that shitty refs will randomly make a decision that like alters that section of the game. Specifically, like, so the big issue that I have is that fourth down where Aaron Jones, where it's called a touchdown and then they overruled it. Now, none of the video shows that he didn't make it. None of the experts that they talked to said it should be overturned. And those refs decided to overturn it, right? Which was bullshit. That took control away from the Packers in winning that game. Like, and we should have won that game. Like, right there and then on that call.
I feel you on those. You know.
But I'm not blaming the refs for, like, making the Packers win or lose. I'm just saying
Joe is loving this
the
referee
refs
talk right
fucking
now.
suck. No, they do.
But you know what?
You watch games and you see like one ref and you're like, wait, I think that guy's been good. And you watch the game and you're like, holy shit, that ref is good. And then like the guy that they had for Monday night, I forget his name.
Wait, and that was the thing I was gonna say.
The hockey league?
No, but Hockey League back in the day was the shit, dog. No, but the guy they had on Monday night, his crew always does a good job. Some of these ref crews just don't know what the fuck they're doing, and it is hilarious to watch.
But see, Monday night at the end of the game, it was just too many penalties, and a lot of
I
them kind of
agree.
weren't. To me,
They were
they're
calling it close.
They're calling it also like soft in a way. Now, one thing
They have to.
I know
Safety.
one thing I'm hating about the refs real quick is these taunting penalties.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you guys are taking away the excitement of a football game. It's a brutal sport. It's meant to talk shit. It's me overpowering you. I want to take you down, and I'm going to talk my shit. And the way to do that, and to take you down, I want to get inside your mental.
You're just saying this because CD's been fined 5 times this year.
No, but still, like, look, he got fined in the Patriot game.
I know
at the
for
end
waving.
the wave.
That was some
But the
bullshit.
worst thing is, he got pushed out after he makes the touchdown, and and Mills didn't get fined for that.
Yeah.
He could have hurt him at the end of the game too. Like, you know, if you pushed him down that hard or something like that. Regardless of the fact, I don't like these taunting penalties.
No, the taunting penalty is bullshit, and I also don't like it.
Yeah.
Like,
Your thoughts on the Packers, Smurf?
Well, basically, they won a game with Devontae.
They don't need Devontae. They don't need him
yeah, we
Why
do.
you say that?
they
Yes,
don't
we
need him.
do.
because they won without him.
Okay.
Just like how you saying that Cooper's taking over Dak. Well, Devontae, you don't need to be there.
Okay.
All right, we'll address that weird point later.
Okay.
The big thing to me.
I was just gonna say, I like the two-headed monster with A.J. Dillon
Oh yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
Sombrero guy,
Aaron
Aaron
Jones.
Jones. Low key might be the best besides Chubb and Hunt. Might be the best 1-2 running back punch in the league. Besides Chubb and Hunt.
What about Pollard and Elliott?
Nah. It's not to like diminish them, but
No, you're okay. I mean, I guess you would say those are probably like the top 3 then, right?
Well, yeah.
Elliott and Zeke,
Now, Elliott and Pollard.
or Elliott.
Elliott and Zeke, dog. Those two guys.
Yeah, you know.
Man,
One
somebody's
usually goes 1
done
and 2,
talking
and the other
about
one's the
Cowboys.
third down.
What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
I don't know.
No, that's something that I wanted to kind of touch on with the Green Bay. They ran the ball very well,
Oh yeah.
but the thing is they ran it tough.
Because they're not a soft team.
Yeah.
No, we
And-
ran it down their throat, and like Arizona came in knowing that we were gonna run the ball because what else were we gonna do?
Yeah.
And they still couldn't stop us.
And that is something that's been instituted with Aaron Rodgers that he didn't have with Mike McCarthy. That most of those teams were very finessey.
Yes,
This team is
we grind shit out.
it's like I don't want to say like Aaron Rodgers is an afterthought, but they're like
thinking of the future.
no.
No, but he's saying the bare
they're-
bones of the team
they're-
are solid.
They're how would I say this? They're
Trying to be balanced.
Let's keep you interrupting so you can't think.
they're making it a focus that like we need to fucking run the ball. Kind of like a you know that what's your fucking coach's name?
Matt LaFleur.
LaFleur. He comes from
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
the
He's not Sean McVay.
like the Sean McVay, Shanahan.
Yeah, the Shanahan.
Like
trade.
the whole like
Yeah, we're gonna run
like
the
the
ball.
running game is
Is that
not an afterthought like with
Like we need
Jabba
to
the Hutt.
run because it
Yeah.
opens up our pass. That's what we're gonna do.
Well,
Well,
no,
in
we want
essence,
to
yeah,
control the game with the run game
Yeah.
so that we can do whatever.
they're
we want.
basically I don't want to say they're running a Cleveland offense because they're not, but they're basically it's like a fucking
Oh, I see what you mean.
it's like a
It's like
like
the
a better
90s.
version of a Cleveland offense, but they don't have Baker Mayfield. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, I know what you're saying because the Packers have the ability to go out there and say, hey, we're gonna run the ball. We're gonna run this one play. We're gonna run the ball through like the B gap or whatever, and that's what we're gonna do.
Right.
And the
like-
Packers have the ability to line up play after play and just run that shit and be successful with it.
One thing
Like the Bills. Everything goes through Josh Allen, which is fine. But at some point you need to run the fucking football, and when it's gonna come down to it and it's a 3rd and 10 or it's a 1st and 10 where you need to ice the fucking game, okay, yeah, you might have Josh Allen, do it, but when they know you're gonna run the football, run the fucking football.
Yeah. No, and the thing that that I was noticing with Green Bay too, and this is just kind of like great strategy, is they're running the ball well, they're moving methodically down the field, and they take the clock down to that 1 second, that 0 second, and that's what helped them win this game. Is just controlling that time of possession, keeping the Cardinals off. They knew that we're punching you in the mouth on to your defense, and keeping your offense aside, and dealing with Hopkins on the side and Kyler Murray was just kind of, you made him play anxious. Like he's just, all right, I want to hurry up and make a play, where Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay is like, no, we'll take 9-10 minutes.
And let's be honest, like the Cardinals, there's teams that like go 5-0, 6-0, 7-0,
The
8-0,
Steelers.
The
and
Steelers went 11-0.
They went 11-0, and look how that ended.
they went 11-0.
last year.
Okay, I thought it was 7-0, but
No, they got.
but
They went
but,
11.
But the record fools you because that's not an all-time great team, the Cardinals. You know what I'm saying?
I said this last week. I don't think even the teams that they
there
beat,
is no all-time great team in the league right now.
all time.
There is no
I
all-time
would
great
agree
team
with
in the
that.
league right now. Because think about it, best team in the league this year, compared to like an all-time great team, say the Seahawks of when they won the Super Bowl.
Right.
Like when was the all-time great team?
All of the
these past
contenders
championships?
this year have very serious flaws with the team to where any of the contenders could win it. Whereas in other years, we look at teams like Golden State and we go, well, they're just so stacked, they're going to win.
Yeah,
Those are
well,
more of the all-time teams.
I usually always wait like till after Thanksgiving. Like
There
to
is no all-time great team this year.
No,
No. I agree to that. But like,
I think
when
there could be.
you just asked the question, when was the last time that there was just an all-time
So
great
yeah,
team?
when was it?
It was.
You can't even say like
To me, the Seahawks was an all-time great team to me.
When they went and beat the Broncos, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
because that defense was just
They were disgusting.
it was just wow, like, and then the offense was not all-time great, but just for the fact that they had an all-time great defense, the offense was just, I don't know, it was hitting on all cylinders. To me, that was.
well,
an
they were
all-time great
running
team.
the ball great. They were controlling the time of possession.
Well, yeah,
and
Marshawn
also
was a
getting
monster
3
that
outs and really short drives. On the defensive side, and that's what you're talking about. It's like, I want the ball for 50 minutes.
Like, would you say last year's Buccaneers team was an all-time great?
No.
No.
I would say
definitely
the
not.
year. Oh no! I was gonna say the Chiefs like 2 years ago, but that defense was just not good in the Super Bowl. Like they were all right, but like
Yeah, there hasn't really been. I would agree with the Seahawks.
I think the Chiefs' offensive unit was all-time great.
Well, what about the Broncos too when they won?
No, now with Peyton Manning.
the
Was
second
Peyton-
time against the no, because Peyton Manning was a lifeless corpse.
Yeah, and they only won it once, right?
Yeah, even though
And now
they
with
made
Peyton
it
Manning, not with
twice.
Brokeneck Mountain. No.
Yeah.
No.
All right, so what else y'all got? Is it me?
Last thing on the Packers, our offensive line, they're a bunch of maulers. Also on defense, like our defense shut down Arizona. Just wait till we get Jair back. Just wait till we get
Is he coming
Zadarius
back?
back. Yeah, he's coming back.
What about that Preston Smith comment?
What did he say?
He said, I think someone said that he was mocking. Someone said he was mocking J.J. Watt because he said, "We're really that
oh,
good."
maybe we're just fucking better.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, a bunch of Packers players were saying that shit.
Yeah.
No, I think that shit's always hilarious. Like we did it to Kirk Cousins a couple years ago when he was with Washington.
I say
We
throw
beat
a
them in the
flag.
playoffs, and then Randall Cobb's in the tunnel. You like that? You like that? Like it was. I love those moments. Like the Packers players at the end of that game, like talking shit like that. I think it's awesome. Like
No, I like it. I like it. I'm just saying.
yeah, I thought it was fun.
All right, what you got?
Well, let's move on to my team. I'm saying.
Do we have
Cowboys, Vikings
The Cooper Rush
come
show.
out. They play Sunday night. It was the Cooper Rush show.
Cooper Rush.
Honestly,
MVP.
in my eyes, it was that defense show. But they come out. Obviously, it was a game time decision with Dak not playing. My quick thoughts on it. It was honestly thought we were gonna lose, and I think that's just some traumatization of being a Cowboys fan. Because in these types of games and situations, just like in the Patriots game, usually we lose those games in the past. There's something just different. I will say this, to hold a Dalvin Cook under 90, what he averages is 90 something yards, 96 I believe, and you hold him less than that. You hold a Vikings offense, one for 11 on third downs at 7% on third downs. The defense early on, I was like getting a little worried because they were just Vikings looked like they were just making plays. Cooper Rush, obviously he,
Throws
throws a pick, takes a little too long to get rid of the ball, takes a sack early in the drive, but that defense kept him there. And within the game, and gave them the chance to come out. I felt like the decision to sit Dak because he was warming up for pre-games, I felt like that was just kind of an indictment on Kirk Cousins, to be honest with you, on what they believed in Kirk Cousins. They weren't scared of him. They weren't fearful of him. He's 3-8 against the Cowboys. And to me, it was
You
like,
thought they were gonna lose.
I did, because I didn't know how Cooper Rush was. Now,
Wait.
Cooper Rush still, I did tell you before the game, you were there, I said he's going to go for over 300. He said he's gonna throw for over 300.
Hold on. With that thought of like, so they were disrespecting Kirk like that, right?
Yeah, because
So
then
you're
you have-
saying Mike McCarthy walked over to him and was like, "Yo, dog, you're not playing."
No, that's
And
not
Dak's
what I'm
like, "Why not?" And they're like, "Bro, it's Kirk Cousins. Like, what the fuck?
It
You
was
don't gotta
all.
play."
It was one of. It was.
That's what they
no,
did.
It was a mix. It was like, look, I feel like we can really win this game, and we want you to be healthy. I don't mind it in a way because I'd rather have Dak at the end than to have him right now. Especially because you saw Washington lose. Now you saw the Eagles win that day. You didn't know about the Giants the next one. Divisionally, like you, in a sense, and I don't like to put it in this terms. I know I've said it to you, but it was, I don't want to put it in this terms, but it was like, we can afford to lose this game if need be. We'd rather have our quarterback healthy, but it was also a sense of, we believe in ourselves, and that's what you're kind of seeing with this Cowboys team that I haven't seen in the past, is everybody's on board. Everybody's locked in. There's a certain aura that I see with this team where there's no egos, there's selfish play amongst each other. Everybody can get it. Everybody can eat. And that next man up mentality, you see it rarely in certain teams, and I'm seeing that with the Cowboys now. Is like, there's 53 of us, and we all believe we can take it to the, each game, take it to our opponent, and we're gonna compete. And the nice thing that I like to say is this was a really good game for the defense to really hype themselves up and build themselves up and have a really great building block moving forward when Dak comes back. Because if Dak's there, that game's over in the third. He puts up 40. He's putting up 40. He would have put up 40 on Minnesota with the way that defense played.
So would you have had this very level response and reaction if the Cowboys lost? Let's say they lost by a score.
What's the score?
3 to 7 points. Somewhere in there.
3? I mean, if it comes down to the wire like that, and they still lose that game, it's kind of like
a touchdown.
But if the game goes the way it is, like it's a nail biter type of deal, and they're staying close, and it just came down to whoever has the ball last,
then you're okay with
it's kind of like having a Bucs game
and taking that loss.
I'm not okay with the Dak sitting, but to me, it's like I'd rather not re-aggravate it and have him out for multiple weeks. If I can sit him out 1 week, and he's good for the rest of the season, okay, I'm good. And I'll put it this way: when I had injured my IT band, I kept playing, and I played out the rest of the season. Therapists literally looked at me, x-rays and everything. They're like, if you would have came when it happened, it was a 2-week recovery, rehab and recovery. Now it's 6 months. I couldn't do nothing for 6 months.
I mean, that's fair, but like,
I'm just saying, like, I'd rather have them in the end, especially now if the division's tight. I think the decision changes.
okay. The reason I ask you is because like, I'm kind of looking down on Dak for this just a little bit, but that's because I grew up with Brett Favre. I saw Brett Favre in a game have a bone popping out of his thumb. They taped that shit up, and he played the rest of the game. And then he delayed having surgery on it to get it fixed for a couple of weeks until the end of the season. I just have a definite definition to what it means to be a
But
tough
at the end of the
QB.
day, it wasn't his decision.
That dog.
It wasn't his
If
decision.
it's not his decision,
when you're
Can he
feeling
make any
yourself right now,
decisions?
like the thing about it is it wasn't his decision. He was still warming up for 30. He could have went. That's what I'm saying. It was more of an indictment on Kirk Cousins. They didn't believe Kirk Cousins could beat them.
I got him.
That's how good this team is.
Let me talk.
Wait, is it how good your team is or how bad the other team
this
is?
is
Pick one.
This is the luxury of playing in the NFC East.
I can
Why not?
I can
And why
afford
not?
a loss.
Why
I'm over
not?
as a Packers fan.
That's
like,
a luxury.
this
That's
loss?
loyalty. When you
This
treat
is-
like
yeah,
loyalty, when you run shit, you run shit.
Bro, good luck getting
That's
that
at the end
first
of the
round
day.
bye. That's what all
What
us
are you talking about?
contenders
They
are
won the
going
game,
for.
didn't they? They still in the running.
Oh my God.
They still in the running.
Hey, okay, let me finish. This is the luxury of playing in the NFC East. That you get to basically sit your quarterback out and start the new era. Could be the next Mike White, Cooper Rush. Who needs a franchise quarterback in the NFC East?
QB of the future, right?
Well, you have Cooper Rush.
What they
And-
okay? If Dak
Alright,
plays that game.
interrupting.
If Dak plays that game, just to real quick, Dak plays that game. Is he putting up more points than Cooper Rush?
Probably
Real
not.
talk. You don't think he's gonna put up more than 20, 21?
Hey, he puts up 40 points. What does that have to do with what I'm talking about?
I'm saying is okay. You can insert Cooper Rush and have nail biter games, and maybe you win. Right there, Dak in that situation puts up 40. You win nothing. Cooper Rush could have still played. He would have ended that shit in the third and been like, all right, cool.
What does that have to
Go
do with
ahead.
what I'm talking about?
That I'm telling you that as this team, as a football team, the ultimate football or the ultimate team sport, this team is locked in.
Listen,
I'm seeing
you
different something
listen,
from this team.
Listen, you hold Justin Jefferson to 2 receptions.
Yes,
you
sir.
you hold
That was a good positive.
you hold
Adam Thielen.
you hold the Vikings to 16 points. You know, which they're not bad. You know, that is not what I'm talking about. All I said is you guys have the luxury, quote unquote,
Yeah.
since it wasn't his
Yes, I do.
decision. It wasn't his decision to bench your starting quarterback because your division is that.
You
bad.
literally
And I'm not
managed-
disagreeing
hold
with
on.
you.
You
I'm not
literally-
disagreeing.
Okay,
I
okay.
said that.
Okay, so
like
why-
you can afford to lose a game because the division is so bad.
Okay.
You know you're gonna win that shit.
Right.
You
but-
know you're gonna win that shit. But at the same time,
George Lopez, can I finish?
at the same time,
Can I
they
finish?
believed in their team
I
enough
finish?
to win that game, and they won the game.
I am
We're still in the running.
I am
We're still in
agreeing.
the running.
I am agreeing with everything you're saying.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
I don't know why you're getting all animated
I'm just
about
saying.
it.
I'm just
You
saying.
keep interrupting
We can
me.
afford
All right,
it.
Go ahead.
All right, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So,
Go ahead.
So I know you say it, but you say it dismissively, as in like it wasn't his decision. It wasn't his decision. Okay, so it wasn't his decision. So we'll indict your division for how trash it is, and you guys basically get an automatic win, like playing you in fantasy because you don't check your lineup. It's like, oh, I'm playing Hector. He didn't set his lineup. Automatic win. You know what? I'm not even gonna start Patrick Mahomes in my lineup.
I wouldn't say
start
that it was an
that.
automatic win.
Start
Though.
that.
I didn't say it was gonna be an automatic win. I actually said the opposite. I said you could afford to lose.
Okay, let me retract from my words. Is if we lose, it won't affect me.
What's the difference
Hang on.
between that? Real quick on that question. If you already got the number 1 seed locked up, right? What do a lot of teams do in the last game?
Yo, do you have
They
the number
fucking
one
sit
seed
their
locked
starters.
up?
They sit their starters. They can afford to lose that game.
Mm-hmm.
They can.
Mhm.
So what's the difference between that and what happened?
That's the last week of the playoffs, and this is week what?
8.
Or last week of the regular
And
season.
the thing
this
is, they
weekend.
still won.
Well, can I finish though?
Go ahead.
Can I finish? Like,
Go ahead.
look, you know, Cowboy fan gets really animated.
No.
really defensive.
The thing
Here he
is,
goes again.
we're talking
Here he
about
goes again.
hypotheticals
Here he
right
goes
now.
again.
We're talking
Here he goes
about
again.
The fact is, they won.
Okay, and
So
I'm,
let's
and
talk
I'm-
about the win.
and I'm
You're
getting
talking about
there.
a hypothetical.
And I'm getting there. You're just getting very defensive and animated. That
No, I'm not.
I'm
No,
getting
I'm
there, and I'm getting there,
I'm
and
like
it's
a
like
few beers
it's
in.
like
That's
it's
how
like
he
whoa,
comes
whoa,
out.
whoa, 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 whoa. So, like I said, you held them in check.
Mm-hmm.
You guys did come off a bye,
Mm-hmm.
but you guys did have to go travel up to Minnesota. I hate.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, do we have a quarterback controversy now going on in Dallas?
I think
Because,
we do. I think we
Because here's one thing, you know. What week did Dak Prescott get hurt last year?
4th week.
Fourth week. We have a quarterback here that won a game past the 4th week. That wasn't Dak Prescott. You know, on a straight
Oh my God.
game-winning drive. to where we might have a quarterback controversy here.
Hey,
You know,
Dak's
You
got to
know,
sit out another week.
you
and
know,
Cooper
I-
Rush
if-
leads
if
him
I'm-
to a
if I'm-
dub.
if I'm Jerry Jones, I'm like, I might be calling Miami. You know, you guys want a quarterback? Dak
Wait till the
Prescott.
end of the season.
Dak Prescott is available after the year because we have a quarterback controversy here with Cooper Rush. And also, shout out to Kellen Moore. His name goes unsaid here.
I love that this is a topic. Kellen Moore is a really good OC, I gotta say.
He is.
Been saying that
He
since
is.
last year.
He is.
No.
So
He got
this is more.
good
This
Nah,
is
bro.
hey,
I've been
hey.
saying that since last year. But
This
go
is
ahead.
more. This is more of like, okay, maybe it's not Dak Prescott. Maybe it's not Cooper Rush. Maybe it's Kellen Moore.
The Kellen Moore, the QB whisperer,
Maybe.
the QB guru.
Maybe. What? Not Gus Bradley. What's his name? Your defensive coordinator,
Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn. Maybe he's stirring up some stuff in the defense to where like, oh, okay, you know. But like I said, we've got a quarterback controversy here.
Oh my god. This is my
I
favorite
think-
topic we've ever done.
I think Cooper Rush
this
might
is
take
a
his job.
fantastic topic.
To that, you say what?
I'm not even gonna entertain it. Anything else?
That's a good answer, dog.
Not
That's a
even gonna
good
entertain it.
answer. I mean,
That's
I think
just
there's
stupid.
a legit
That's just
competition, but I
That's like some
the answer.
media bullshit.
It is
That's
right.
that's
It is
like
right.
the media will pull.
Yeah.
Oh, now that Cooper Rush has won.
Yeah, I've been
What do you
doing-
think they're going to do with Dak Prescott? It seems like you can insert anybody in that offense and they'll be great. They're going to be awesome.
Yo,
But then look at Andy Dalton last year. He had the same thing, and what did he do with it?
if that's how you think
That's
I
a
talk,
different
that's
team.
That's like
Different
this
team,
is,
different
this is a
defense.
Nick Wright tape. This is a Nick
Different
Wright tape.
defense.
This is a
Different
Nick
defense.
Wright tape.
How
Nick
bad,
Wright
how bad
straight
was
up.
your defense last year?
You are
It was bad.
struggling to get
But what
that
did I
right.
say? I said Dan Quinn was a good hire before the season.
So why
But
are
see,
you
the thing
comparing
is-
last year
No,
to
no,
this
no, no.
year?
But the thing is,
I
now,
couldn't
now,
even
no,
keep
no,
it
no, no.
straight.
Check this out. Check this out, right? Check this out.
I was
Last
wondering
year,
when you
no,
were
no,
gonna
no, no.
break.
Check this out real quick.
couldn't
Last
keep
year,
it
now
straight.
I got the form. Now I got the form, right? Now, last year, you were talking about
Serious.
how, Dak wasn't that great. They don't need Dak or anything like that.
Oh, I
They
forgot
got the
about
right
that. He
rep
doesn't
for him.
play through injury.
Yeah, he doesn't
That's-
play
that's
through
the other
injury.
thing.
Yeah. The thing about it is, I even had, which
Real quick,
didn't
two
get a
more
whole lot
outs,
of views.
two more
Hey,
outs.
wait, real quick.
Two
I
more
had a little diatribe on the TSR show. You can look it up, where I was talking about last year's defense and how Dak Prescott basically had to throw 7 touchdowns a game just to have a chance to win games because the defense was allowing an average of 34 points. And that was something that we talked about in the offseason. And when they hired Dan Quinn, I was excited about that. I said, look, we're going to have something different. I feel like he's going to bring something to the table. I saw all the offseason moves. I was like, damn, they're letting go of people that I thought was going to be there. Okay, we'll see how this goes. I got a little worried about it. These coordinators are doing their fucking job. And not only just the coordinators, but their assistants. Our defensive line coach. This dude's from London. And he is letting these
What
guys...
the fuck does he know about football?
Obviously a lot. Have you...
We have
our
a
pass
fucking
rum-
British
Yeah,
guy.
yes.
Does he know 21 Savage?
Yeah, probably.
No,
Probably.
No, that wasn't the proper
Probably.
response. Let him finish.
Nah, probably. This defense, what the thing about it is this defense in this game really got to a little bit find their identity. Because in past games, this defense has been more opportunistic, right? Early in the game, they against the Vikings, they let plays happen. And they buckle down. They're like, look, right now we can't play the way we were playing in weeks before where we got to be opportunistic. Now we got to put up a defense. We got to be a defense. And that's where they held them in check. And that's what I'm saying as far as a team.
That's what you're saying.
As far as I'm saying, as a team, they're playing great team ball right now. And that's what you want to see. I still have questions about our kicker. I think that's going to be our downfall.
leg.
Yeah, and look, Mike McCarthy has been taking a lot of heat. I've even said it in the past few weeks. But to have your team ready after a bye, to play like that without your star quarterback, that was very impressive. Kellen Moore, you drew up a hell of a game plan. Obviously, Zeke only ran for a little bit over 50 yards, but he made the play at the end. They are all playing great team ball, and that's what I'm seeing about this team.
Perfect. What does that have to do with Dak Prescott not playing through injury?
Told you I'm not even going to entertain it.
So okay,
Yeah, it's a real question.
right. So here's the
Greg
issue.
brought it up with Brett Favre.
So yeah, so here becomes
So,
the issue for the
okay,
Cowboys.
we're talking about, this is the thing that, why I'm not going to entertain it, right?
Why?
They won the fucking game. They won. We're
Right, but
moving
how did
forward.
they win?
Okay, they won by their defense. This is great news.
But when they
because
lose,
if
it's
Dak's
not
in
Dak
there-
Prescott.
No. I've never said that. This year, they didn't lose against the Bucks. Was that Dak Prescott or the defense? No, it was on our
At least
kicker.
he played.
Hey, it was on our kicker.
At least he
It was
played.
on our kicker. Our kicker makes one of those field goals, we win that game. We'd be 7-0 right now. But the thing about it is with Dak there against the Vikings, he would have put up 40. He ends that game in 30 in the third quarter with 5 minutes left. He ends that game. He puts the dagger on that. He's gonna end it. So
Kinda
this was
like
a
Cooper
this
Rush
was
put
a
the dagger
really
on it?
honestly this was a really great game for that defense moving forward. That's why I still don't think the Cowboys have hit their peak yet. I think they're still even building, to be honest with
We're
you.
one strike away from a World Series champion. But yeah, no, I agree. You know, you don't want to be playing your best football right now, but you wanna have your quarterback prove you're tough. You know, play through injury.
Be
I'm
great.
gonna entertain it.
Yeah, thank you.
Aaron
Be
Rodgers,
great.
3rd and 5. What did he
Be
do?
great.
He said, "Oh, I'll take all 3. I got him." That's what he did.
Aaron Rodgers, 4th and goal on the 1 yard
And
line.
it's over. It's been over, but whatever.
It's over. The Braves just won the World Series. Holy shit!
Yeah,
Atlanta
I'm
finally gets a title.
excited.
Atlanta got a title.
Before the Falcons.
Damn.
That took you a good minute.
Yeah. I was trying to think of shit. Damn. Matt Ryan watching this, like, fuck, that should have been us a few years ago. If we would have just ran the ball.
Meanwhile, Houston fans are still in
Disbelief that they
Disbelief.
got destroyed.
Deshaun Watson. Now the
Well, they're
now
in
the
Houston,
Astros.
they're in Houston
The
right
Rockets,
now, right?
The Rockets suck.
They're in Houston right now,
They've
right?
always been in Houston.
No, the game right now.
Yeah, it's in Houston.
Yeah, it's in Houston. Damn. They're taking that walk of shame. Look at them. Look at them. I mean, at least the Astros still got one championship, dog. Like, at least they won it and they went back. Like, damn, that's pretty cool.
So what else? What else do we want to talk about?
It's on you.
Let's talk about the injuries real quick.
A lot of injuries.
Derrick Henry.
Big Bob.
Derrick Henry missing the probably gonna miss the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
We got the best tight end in the league getting hurt for the Packers.
True.
True. We've got Jameis Winston tore his ACL, and then J.J. Watt. He's basically made of glass at this point.
Yeah,
Was there any
he's
other
good.
injuries that I missed?
I think those are the major ones that I remember from.
Yeah,
the game.
those are like keep it.
Like there were other injuries. Like
yeah,
Arizona
there's-
lost a guy when we lost Kyron Hill, but
Jabril Cox torn ACL.
Yeah.
Rookie linebacker. There was quite a few injuries this week.
There was.
Well,
So-
and then you never DeAndre Hopkins. It seemed like it's not an injury. But
no,
he's definitely
but
playing
something's wrong with his
Yeah,
hamstring.
hamstring is, and those things can take quite a while.
and then obviously we know Dak Prescott.
Yeah, calf strain is bothering him.
Why can't
One thing we didn't hear about that is
Oh, here we go.
that he heard a pop. I didn't know about that. But anyways, go ahead.
So I think the one that's going to stick out the most is the Derrick Henry one. Jameis Winston is. I mean, that's a big loss.
Those two, I would
That's
say.
a big loss, but Trevor Seaman, he really seamed his way past the Bucks. What? Why are you shaking your head?
Go ahead.
Well, why are you shaking your head?
It was funny.
You didn't laugh.
Oh, I know. I laughed mine. Go ahead.
But the
the
Derrick
fuck
Henry
was
one.
that?
The Derrick Henry one. The Derrick Henry one. That's they got Adrian Peterson. Do we see the Titans making any noise without Derrick Henry?
I think actually they kind of can. The reason being is that the last 2 weeks, so like against the Chiefs, like Henry had 80 something yards, I think, like total, which is not a lot for him. He only had that many yards because they put the game away before the second half. You know what I mean? So like they did that kind of without him, using him more as a decoy, opening up the passing game. AJ Brown remembered that he had hands again
That
and
guy
has been looking really good.
Meanwhile, Julio Jones is hurt.
Julio Jones is the Julio Jones we've seen for the last 2-3 years.
Been saying it.
Well, yeah, I mean, like he's injured all the time. Like
You're all,
he's
it's
old.
still Julio Jones.
Well, no, he is. If
He
he's
was
out there,
That's his
and
name.
He was good last year.
That's
no,
his
like
name.
when he's out there and he's not hurt, he's fine.
Oh,
he just gets hurt a lot.
One more I missed is Calvin Ridley. You guys know what's going on with
Oh,
Calvin
yeah,
Ridley.
the mental health shit.
Yeah, he took a step away.
That was pretty crazy. I thought.
Yeah,
like,
Yeah.
I hope he gets right, because you know.
Mental health is a real thing, bro.
Well, and that's the thing is, it's got to be tough. Like,
He gets a pass, you know. If
Yeah.
it was a calf, you don't get a pass. But mental health, you get a pass.
well, no, I agree. I agree completely. You got like real injuries you got to deal with. Stare into the camera. They'll
The thing
definitely help
is
you.
like, my blood's boiling a little bit.
Just
Go
a
ahead.
tad, dog.
Just a tad.
The biggest injuries like with Henry,
His face is all red.
dude, he's still mad.
But anyways, go ahead.
I think the Titans, well, their ceiling has lowered 100%.
They're the number one seed.
Well, yeah, they're not going to continue to be the number one seed, but I think they can still make the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
Like, I think they can win that division. I think they can win that.
Who's
and
in
then
that division?
the Colts.
Jags, Colts, and
And the Texans.
and
So the Jags and the Texans are
that's
out,
like the NFC East.
basically.
NFC
Yeah.
East.
Basically.
They can afford to lose a few.
Yeah.
They can afford to lose Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they'll still make the playoffs. I think they win maybe a game. Depends on the matchup, but I think they'll be okay going forward. I think they have the offense, and the defense recently has been looking a lot better. So if the defense keeps playing well, they'll be okay. They're not going to be great, and they're not going to do anything in the playoffs, but they'll make it there.
Yeah, I think defensively, I'm loving the way they're playing. The thing that I will say about the Titans, I don't want to say season's over, but from a defensive standpoint on opposing teams is, well, I should say from a Titan standpoint, you lose the ability of other teams' game planning for you, and their main game plan was Derrick Henry. So without him in the lineup indefinitely, you're defensively you're able to play more of a what you want to run, as opposed to playing on based on what they're trying to do.
That
Because-
depends on how well the Titans come back and just run the ball.
Well, and I get that, but what I'm saying is Derrick Henry was a major case as far as game planning. Now I'm not saying that they don't have another rusher that can go 100 yards a game or nothing like that. That's still yet to be seen. But as far as a Derrick Henry, game planning for him, like defensively and schematically, like that's their main tool on the Titan side. That you're really like, if we eliminate him, okay, it's fine. Like, we'll make Tannehill pass. Now it's more on Tannehill to be a quarterback and say they're going to make him make those throws.
Okay, so I disagree with you because I don't think teams look at, so like it's gonna sound wild to say it because Derrick Henry's like the best running back in the league, but like fundamentally, if you go and play the Titans, he kind of is.
Well,
right?
now he lost
Hold
a lot
on.
of clout this week. He can't play through
What?
injury.
Whatever, broke his actual foot. But so like.
Like that didn't matter last year.
But so like with Derrick Henry, so he's the best running back in the league, right? But the problem is that if you compare him to the other guys that are at the top of the list, he's not dynamic. He is just a hell of a downhill runner who can kind of catch the ball. And they don't really use him in that too much. They
That's why
mostly
he's
just
not
have
the
him
best.
running the ball. Well, that's
He's
an argument
great-
for a different time.
He's great at one dimension
Right.
of his game, which is
He's fantastic.
Ultimately, the dimension you should be great at.
Yeah,
I personally think when he's healthy, Christian McCaffrey's the best running back in the league.
that's fair. I can see
When
the
healthy.
argument for that.
When healthy, yeah.
And so, like with McCaffrey, when you go and you play against McCaffrey, you have to game plan him because it's not a matter of just making sure you stop the run and he's the running back, so you therefore stop him. He's gonna do things in the passing game. He's gonna get
Line
swing
up at
passes.
receiver.
He's gonna line up
catch
at receiver.
Balls out of the backfield.
So so you have to game plan him because of how dynamic of a player he is. When you play the Titans, you're not game
Stack the
planning
box.
Derrick Henry other than we have to stop the run. We have to set the edges and we have to control him. Like that's what you game plan for. So fundamentally, I don't think the Titans lose out too much like strategically
I
because
think
teams
they
are
do.
going to play it the same way.
I think they're gonna play. The Titans are gonna see less 8-man boxes.
Unless they show
Forcing
that they can run the
Tannehill to
ball.
make the throws.
Mm-hmm. It's
Yeah.
it's the Tannehill show now.
Yeah.
Except they don't have a Kellen Moore or a Cooper Rush to save them.
Yeah.
They got Mike Var or Vrabel, however you fucking say his name. Goddamn.
What you got, little heck?
On the Titans, well, it says.
Just anything in general.
You got another topic or what?
Yeah,
The power
no, you're
rankings.
next.
Oh, okay. No, that's fair. So my final topic, the Chiefs. Got to talk about that.
Yes, I wanted to talk about that. Let's go.
Okay. So my thing,
I mean, Pat Mahomes healthy, you need playing like shit, but ain't nobody talking. Let's go.
people are talking about it, but well, so here's the thing with the Chiefs, and here's the biggest takeaway from that game from my perspective.
Right.
When I watched the Packers and the Cardinals, the Packers came up, lined up, and said, "We're gonna run it. We dare you to stop us.
Mhm.
We're not gonna do anything fancy. Well, like we did a couple weird plays, but for the most part, it was very simple play calling. It was a very simple strategy of we're gonna run this way or run that way or whatever, right?
Mhm.
If you watch the Chiefs manufactured a run game running trick plays. That does not like if that's what you have to do to run the ball against the Giants, you're fucked as a team.
Yeah.
If you have to rely on, well, we do a bunch of like these jet sweep motions and we have guys pulling from different angles and like if you have to do crazy shit so you can just run the ball, like that's a problem.
And I believe they just picked up Melvin Ingram, right?
Yeah, they trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, they traded.
Come on, Steelers. What are you doing?
The Steelers are stupid. I don't know what like Melvin Gordon wasn't playing for them, but why would you trade him to a conference rival? Like if you as the Steelers
And they're
think you're
gonna play
make
them at some point.
this season,
Yeah, they play each other.
oh my god. Well, I mean they're just dumb. They got what a sixth out of it.
6 out of it.
Okay, so somebody that probably won't make the roster. Like
Yeah.
good shit, dude.
They can afford to take that trade
Well, I guess.
on the Chiefs side.
The biggest thing to me is that like the way that you win matters, and the fact that it was you had to grind it out
Right.
against the Giants, where like it was weird because for the Chiefs it felt like they were like just trying to find a way to win, whereas the Giants were like just trying to figure out how to play football. You know what I mean? Like the Chiefs were like, okay, we gotta like drive down and score, and the Giants are just like, we don't know. See ball, attack ball. That's what we do.
Yeah.
So like, to me, the win is an indictment on the Chiefs because they couldn't do anything.
Right.
Like aside from this pick from the Chiefs, right, that puts them in good field position so that they can score. Like their defense. Sure, their defense kind of stopped Daniel Jones and the Giants. Good job, but like, unless they got the good field position that they got at the beginning of the game,
Like I said,
it's a much different fucking game.
like I said, they're playing an NFC East team.
Yeah.
You know,
They could have rested their starters.
yeah, like, yeah.
They could
Go
afford
ahead.
to.
No, I think just on the Chiefs side of ball is like they're wanting to try to keep doing the same thing, and I feel like it may be a little too late in the season. Obviously, you're 4-4 right now, but within that division, you know, it helped you out that the Chargers lost this weekend. I did pick the Patriots to win. Broncos, obviously, we know what the Broncos are going to be. But as far as, like, the Chiefs, it's basically down to, like, it's like Raiders, Chargers, and Chiefs. and it's a little too late on their end.
Well, it'll be too late for the Chiefs because of who they play coming up.
Yeah.
So this next week they play us, and if they play against us like they played against the Giants, it's over. We won that shit.
I was not
Like,
impressed with the
100%.
win. It was not an impressive win. It's like it's one of those where I was definitive. I'm like, Chiefs, you should at least beat the Giants, especially coming off the week before, where you're like, okay, prove it again. Like this should be one of those games where you just blow them out, and it's like, even though it's a bad team, or it's a team that you know you should be, it hypes you up in a way, and it builds the morale and everything like that. And it just seems like I was watching the Madden cast on this, and you just saw Peyton Manning really breaking down what the defense was doing, and they broke it down like so many types of ways where they're literally doubling Kelsey and Tyreek Hill, and it's just man on all the other guys, and they're saying, go ahead, like throw it to the other guys, and it seems like at those same times Mahomes still wants to go to Tyreek and Kelsey and make those types of throws and makes those plays, where instead of recognizing like, oh, this guy's 1-on-1, he had one where a receiver on the right side was open on the goal line and he still tried to force it to Kelsey. So to me, all around, just the team needs to maybe scratch and just kind of restart, refresh, and reboot, but it might be a little too late in the game to try to salvage that part of it, where you got to continue and do what you do.
The Chiefs are gonna have a stretch where it's either they're toast or they're back.
It'll
Yeah.
Packers,
Yeah.
Packers, Raiders, and Cowboys.
Yep.
That is their
Hey.
upcoming schedule. So they played
That's
all of our
fucking
teams.
solid, dude.
Oh, shit.
I knew they
yeah.
played the Packers,
They played
and then
Packers,
the Raiders, and I
and
was
the
like,
Cowboys.
solid.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
and then the Cowboys right before Thanksgiving.
So we'll have some Chiefs vendetta.
I was like, this next 3 weeks
Damn.
for this show, oh, we gonna be going off.
So,
And I think of the Steelers after that.
but see, the Steelers offensively, I don't
No, but the
think...
Steelers defense could just fuck.
Yeah.
with that Mahomes.
It could be like this type of game.
Let me double
Oh, yeah.
check. Keep
It could be
talking.
like this type of game. And the thing is like, the Giants they're not like really even at full strength.
Oh no, Steelers is way.
They're not
later.
at full strength.
They're missing a bunch of offensive
Yes.
weapons, yeah.
Your main running back is out.
Okay, we need to give up on Saquon.
Yeah, no, definitely. I
I'm
agree.
done.
I agree.
I'm
I agree.
done talking
But I'm
about
just saying,
Saquon.
on their roster, your main running back is out. Sterling Shepard got hurt in the middle of the game, and it kind of he came back for a little bit, whatever. Same
And
thing
then
with
got
Kadar-
injured again.
Yeah, and then
Wow.
get injured again and left. Kadarius Toney, he has some of the quickest feet I've ever seen. I know he's a giant, but damn, that like he
does that Kyler Murray like pitter patter, but like fast.
quick, and
Like-
I love his game. I love Kadarius Toney's game, but he ended up going out and coming back in, going out, coming back in. Like it was just nagging injuries. But to,
Oh, so he played through the injury. Okay.
I tried telling people about Kenny Galladay as well.
Bust.
Because during the off season, I was like, yo, why the fuck would anybody offer him a #1 wide receiver contract?
oh, and he was out too, obviously.
No,
yeah.
he's been out, but even when he was in, he's been bad.
Mhm.
Like Kenny Galladay has been dog shit for them. They had another guy that's been like most of the receivers have been kind of just dog shit
Yeah.
outside of like Kadarius Toney. Like he
And he barely got the start a couple weeks ago.
well because of the
They should
Cowboys
have
had-
kept.
injury
They
shit.
should have kept Odell. Odell was not good and not a
Yo.
good marriage in Cleveland.
So what do
No.
you think about Cleveland not trading him? Did you see what his like Obi or
His
Odell's
dad?
dad posted?
Yeah,
Yeah.
saw that. I saw that.
And it's true. I mean,
I think they're stupid for not trading him at this point.
well,
no one wants to bite.
well, I think the thing is, I real quick on the on the Cleveland Browns and Odell, I think on the Brown side is, I think they've kind of lost faith in Baker.
So they're telling Odell, just stay. We'll
Just
get a new
say, yeah,
QB."
we're gonna wait for like a Rodgers or a Deshaun Watson, because Deshaun Watson didn't get traded either. So maybe after this season they get and all that, and you still have Odell for what, 2 more years?